Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and today I'm carrying on with my Sweet Inspiration projects. If you want to know more about that, have a look on my YouTube, Sweet Inspiration, and you'll find links to the videos I've done. Basically, I take a sweet and I show you lots of different samples and projects and tell you about the contents of the sweet. And this one is the Dandy Garden sweet, and I'm actually working with the Dragonfly Garden stamp set that's part of that, along with the Sweet Sampler. So this is a host only stamp set. So if you spend £150 or you host a party or you get together with friends and put an order in, this is one of the things you can spend your stamping rewards on. You can't buy it otherwise, but it's got this gorgeous extra dragonfly in as well. And this box is one we made recently in a craft along day, and it's inspired by Stempel Einmal Eins, who did a version of this box, and this is our take on it. And you'll see I've actually made it a little dragonfly closure on the side there with a panel on the top, and then you've got this lovely diagonal closure. I did a box for Ferrero a little while ago, which is like this, and this has got a reinforced box on the inside to make it a bit sturdier. And then what I've done on the underside is I've added a piece of card just to finish it off so that you don't get those panels showing through. But that's what I'm going to do, and it's a lovely way to kind of keep the box closed as well. I've used the oval punches. This one here, it's the double oval punch that cuts out both an oval and a scalloped that coordinates, which I've used the scalloped one there. And this is the old DSP in Seaside Spray, but I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight today, as this colour is staying with us, and the current DSP. There are some new patterns coming in the DSP as well, so you'll find those coming to near you very, very soon. 4th of May is the new catalogue. So let's start by doing the box. I'm just going to grab myself a little bit of extra card, as I've noticed I need an extra piece for the top. Okay, so we're going to do some stamping, and we're going to make some card two pieces as well. So you're going to need a couple of sheets of you're going to need a sheet of your base card, you're going to need a sheet of Whisper White, and then some scraps for stamping. So the first thing I'm going to do is create those lovely multicoloured dragonflies. I'll probably call them butterflies somewhere along the line, but there we go. So I'm using the Magenta Madness and the Misty Moonlight, and I'm just taking a piece of our stamping sponge and then just daubing that down the middle of my stamp. You could use a sponge dauber as well if you wanted to, just using the other side of that and then coming in on the wings. And what that does is it kind of gives a nice muted blended effect as well. So just adds a bit of variety, preferably if you don't stick your fingers all in, as I've just done. Okay, that one I should have huffed on it. Didn't quite come out as well as it might have done. I have got a couple already that I've die cut, but I'll show you on this one. Same effect. I think I might have used a sponge dauber originally. Just come along. There. I guess it's such a mess that probably a good idea for me to keep my fingers out. So what I mean by huff is literally bring the block up to your mouth and go breathe all over it, and then grab yourself a piece of card and just stamp. There you go. You see, just that, and huffing on it just reactivates the ink slightly as well. Now there's obviously a punch, the dragonfly punch, that goes with this, and this cuts out both a large and a small dragonfly, and just line it up on the inside there. And if you've struggled with dexterity, put it flat and press. on your desk, or you can hold it in your hands if you don't. So I've actually got 3 of those stamped out, and I'm then going to come in and just very quickly and simply cut around this image. Always cut away the stuff waste. I work with a small piece of card, and not trying to treat grandmother to suck eggs, but I tend to keep the scissors still and move the card. Just gradually sort of cutting as we go along, and then you've got a nice dragonfly image. Now if you want to, you could with this image cut a second pair of wings out if you wanted to add a bit of dimension as well. So for the top of the box, you're going to need a piece of card that is 10 by 10, and then you're going to need a piece that is slightly smaller of your DSP. So that's my 10 by 10 panel for the top, and my DSP, I'm just going to cut it at 9.7, so just to kind of give just a nice small border on that. Like so. So you see the misty moonlight just layers on the top there, just gives it a nice little edge to it as well. So that's our layer for the top. Those are our dragonflies, and now we can crack on with our box itself. So you'll need a piece of card that is 21 by 21 centimetres. I'm just going to double check that I have been known to not quite trim it. 21, yeah, by 21, lovely. Pop my punch out of the way. And I'm going to score at 1 centimetre and 4 centimetres on all 4 sides. So you could do it from the other side at 20 and 17, and that'll save you having to flip your cardstock. So whichever you prefer to do, either at 1 and 4 or 20 and 17. And I say all 4 sides to get that nice reinforced little lip. The reason I haven't gone deeper on that is to try and maximise the box size. This makes a nice 13 centimetre squared box, which gives you stuff that's like a 5-inch, just over 5-inch envelope for you. So once you've been on all 4 sides, pop that to one side, and you're going to score your whisper one. You want 2 of these, and these are 19 by 14.85, literally half a sheet of A4. And on the short, you're going to score at 6.8 and 9.8, and then at 3 centimetres on the long edge. And while you've got your trimmer out, you then want to do a little bit of cutting away. So you're going to create a piece that looks like this. So you're going to cut on this, but you'll find there's one section which is longer than the other. So that's the one you want to cut your diagonal on. So all I'm going to do is cut up to the score line. And I'm then going to cut, I'm going to do my cutting first. So I'm cutting away the small block on both sides. Like so. So those are the 2 shorter blocks. On this one, I'm just cutting at an angle across. Don't have to be precise, this is just to tuck it out of sight behind the front panel. And I will just notch that out very slightly because it will just help the box close nicely. It also makes it easy to see where that edge is. So you're going to go from where the score line is on the end to the outer bit and cut a diagonal, and repeat on the other side, like so. So you're going to do that twice on those. And then we're going to reinforce those as well. So I've just used basic Whisper White with these. Basic white. Still can't get out of the habit of calling it Whisper White. Just reinforce those creases because we're box making. It just helps to get a nice finish on our box. So you want 2 of those, and you're also going to reinforce really well these creases on the base. So just running my bone folder along those a couple of times, like so. I'm then going to come in and trim away the outer 3 squares on each corner, like so. I'm just going to repeat that, so angling in slightly, cutting straight, and at a slight angle on the long edge. Now I tend to do my trimming first and then come back in to cut my tabs, and that's just because it saves me getting confused, and I'll show you why. Okay. So we've cut those away, and then we want to create our tabs. So I'm going to cut straight up and notch out the tab on each. So I'm turning it just around, just a quarter turn to create those tabs. Again. Like so. And finally. And that, cutting those little notches out just helps it fit together better. So once I've done that, I'm going to come in with some glue. Now you could use your Seal Plus for this if you wanted to, and I probably should have done for video for speed as well, but I didn't. So come in and fold the corners up, and once you've got 2 on the same side folded up, you're going to come over with that edge. Okay, again, once 2 are folded up, come again and again, and then come in, and the easiest way to do this is to make sure those are nice and square and just reinforce that. So you can see, just make sure those corners are nice and true, and press down, and just that extra few moments of time with the glue just means that you get a good grip. So just last one. And adding that extra centimetre at the top just helps to really give it a nice strong finish, as you can see there. So next we're going to glue our lids. Now the easiest way to do this is going to be by putting it onto the base first and folding it up and around, and you'll find that this way you'll get a really good fit on your boxes. So lift those side pieces up, and we're going to add the glue to these little triangular tabs. So all we want is a little bit on each edge. And I'm going to do the first one. Pop that in, stand it on its edge, and then the second one. Then you can come in and just add some tear and tape or Seal Plus to the base, and then repeat it on the other side. So Seal Plus on there, and by doing it at 14.85 you get a nice little overlap, you can see here. So I'm just folding that out to my one corner and then to my second, and then I can add the glue to the base. Like so. Now I would just cut a panel about 12.8 by 12.8 to cover the base there. So we're just ready to finish up on the top here now. So all we've got left to do is to quickly add my layer of DSP onto my piece of card, and then I'm going to come in with my panel. Now if you haven't got one of these punches and they've sold out, then don't despair. If you use the layering rectangles, those will work just as well. At the smallest one of those. So I'm just going to come in. I'm not putting it all the way in, and I'm just using the script to line it up. So I'm kind of thinking about where that's going to be. And as I say, probably about 1 centimetre in. Now you could measure it if you wanted to get a line there to line up. I'm just going to do it by eye. And you end up with a really easy panel there. I'm going to add my Stampin' Seal Plus onto half of that, you see, and then I'm just going to add my panel to the centre of this. And once you've created that, then you can fold the wings up on your dragonfly and add your adhesive right down the middle there. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to touch it down where I want it to be, and then open it up, and then reattach my dragonfly, because that way I can make sure it's nicely pressed down. Just pop it over the top, make sure that you're nicely aligned. You can see I am there, and all that's left is for you to add your other elements of decoration. And I've actually forgotten to do my sentiment. But obviously you can add a sentiment to it, or more dragonflies as you wish. So I've added this lovely dragonfly, sort of sideways dragonfly here. And then this one, again, if you want to get those wings going really well, I find it's easy to use your bone folder just down the edge to crease, so you get a nice flat surface to add your glue to. But yes, the smallest of the stitched rectangles actually works well on this as well. And then just add our dragonfly. And there we have our pretty dragonfly lockbox from Stempel Einmal1. And here we have one with a sentiment on. So Seaside Spray or Misty Moonlight, whichever you prefer. Either would make a suitable gift. Just pop along to my blog, follow the links and purchase the products from my store. Thanks for watching. Do come back and see me again soon, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bye now.